If you are new here, then there's just some kind of rules that I use really in all my readings. I do readings on Facebook and Instagram as well. And this is the best way so that everyone gets a chance at getting a reading. So when I read for someone, it's usually the first person at the top of my screen. Now, my screen might look different to yours if you're on a computer, um, and there's always a little bit of a lag as well. When I'm finished with that person, feedback is lovely. It's not essential, but it's lovely. When I'm finished with that person, it's the next person up. Sometimes Spirit will pull me to a particular name. It's just the name will just flash out at me, and I will go to that person. Um, I always hold the intention for the highest good of everyone who comes on, even if they're just, find me by accident or whatever. You'll always find something if you sit here. There will always be something. Stay aware of other people's messages as well, because um, that could have a message for you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you'll feel the resonance of it, and you're like, oh, that could be for me. And if you feel that, then it is for you, and take it as being for you, because Spirit will use any means necessary um, to get you a message. Don't spam, so don't put your name up and over, because I'll just let it scroll by. And there's always healing here present as well. So if you need healing, just tune into that energy and ask for healing to go where you need it. Okay, so with that being said, I'll start with Laurie Lee. So I'll assume if you're putting your name up and you're putting up an emoji or whatever that you want to read. Okay, Laurie. Okay, so we have upside down bearing fruit. Okay, so, and the number 12. Where is it that you feel something isn't coming to fruition? What kind of friends are you surrounding yourself with? Are they supportive? Are they loving? Do they, are they, cheerleaders? Do they hype your ideas, your vision for things? It might be time to kind of look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and also to look at, because I feel a lot on my chest here with this one. Look at where people may be damping down your ideas or your enthusiasm. It might be time to kind of look at the people that you have around you, and just look at the interactions, and look at how you feel when you tell these people your ideas or things that excite you or motivate you. They should be hyping you up. Tender embrace. So there's a huge amount of love needed here. You need to see yourself with kindness, see yourself with love. If you're not getting that from the people around you, it might be time to step back and open up to something more loving, relationships that are kinder, and that starts with yourself. Oftentimes what's inside gets reflected out. So if you're not speaking kindly to yourself, you're not looking in the mirror and saying something kind, if you make a mistake, you're really mean to yourself, then that has to be reflected back to you. So start small, but start speaking to yourself like you were your own best friend. And again, in reverse, the rose's kiss. There's a huge amount of abundance, joy, good things want to come to you. But there's something in you that either doesn't feel fully worthy of receiving all your desires, or you feel it can't happen for you. So that's where you need to get in and see what are your limiting beliefs? What are the things you're saying, oh, other people can get it, but I can't? And start to unpick and unravel that. Ask for help with it and you'll get it, okay? Raph Marcus. Okay, these ones I think. I hope that made sense, Laurie. Okay, so I was going to shuffle these and they said no. So it was meditation for creativity. So it's like unleashing your passion, right? Not worrying about how it looks, how other people perceive it. It's all about now heart for you. It's all about what what you feel, what you want to project out into the world. And if we're stuck in a kind of a mental loop or a pattern where we need an attaboy or an attagirl from other people in order to keep going or to go forward, then the minute that that doesn't come, or somebody has a different idea than we have, it can deflate us. So for you right now, it has to be a case of following your passion without explaining it, without, justifying it, just doing it because it feels amazing to do it, and inspiration and courage. Now, the shadow side of this is what I'm most noticing. So I feel the masculine there for you in regards of trusting yourself. Possibly, Raph, you have a father's influence that is quite strong or quite controlling. And maybe you still hear that voice in your head. Maybe you're still trying to live up to expectations. And it's sort of, it's limiting you. So you need to kind of look at where you're still perpetuating that in your head and break away from it. And we have the Rose Garden: innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. So that's a strong message for both you and Laurie. Trusting yourself, being gentle with yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, speaking to yourself the way you always wanted to be spoken to, and not letting anything pull you back into the past or derail your vision. Okay, Gerard, how are you, Gerard? Okay, Gerard. Right, where am I with you? I think these ones. Okay. So, Gerard, okay. Okay, Gerard, so we have kindness. What if being kind to yourself really could change everything? Now, this is very strong message coming straight out. Now, Gerard, the image is of what looks to be a young woman with a white dress, pink shoes, and wavy brown hair mid-back. Her shadow is going out behind her, but it's like there's blue there. It looks like water. And she's walking forward into this huge heart that has a pink sky, white clouds, and the sun is beaming down on this little girl or this young woman. So what I feel from that card, Gerard, is like a sense of being guided, for one, and a sense of, it's like love being beamed on you. It's like love is bringing you forward and moving more into the heart space. Possibly issues with the mother there, Gerard, or forgiving what you didn't receive or what you felt you should have gotten from your mother or from anyone who nurtured you in the past or in the recent past, and a sense of moving away from that now with a lightness and moving into a time of beauty and light and love and gentleness. It's a very beautiful card. It's very nurturing, and it's trusting that you're completely loved and completely cared for, Gerard. And we have this one. You are the queen or king of your life, Gerard. Treat yourself like royalty, and it's sovereign. And we have a beautiful crown, Gerard, with, again, at the very top, a pink heart. There's green and pink jewels around the side, and there's pink and blue hearts, and then a purple kind of cushion in the middle of the crown, and at the bottom like the white fur with the black dots on it. I hope I did a good job explaining that for you. But it's the sovereignty is, again, it's stepping into your power, but it's also claiming your right as a divine child, Gerard, that you're completely cared for. Again, that beautiful message that you're completely held, you're loved, but it's also being confident in stepping into your power, maybe in a way that you've been wanting to, and knowing that you're held while you do it. Because a lot of big things that we have to do, or that we're being called to do, when we're in our human minds, we feel like, how could I do that? How will I do it? What, there's so much has to happen for me to do it. But when we're pulled forward like that, and we take the steps and we say, okay, I'll do my bit, you do your bit, and then the universe lines up beautifully to send us the people and the things and the resources that we need. So I just feel you're in a beautiful flow, Gerard. You're in a time of life where it's going to feel very serendipitous for you, very flowy, very things just happen. And I would say a large part of that is the openness of your heart and the willingness you have to see the beauty in life and see the beauty in people. See with your soul. Okay, Gerard, lovely as always to connect with your energy. Golden ray of central sun. So I'll call you Golden Ray, unless you want to give me your name. Is it normal for my toys to randomly come on whilst listening to the light language? It can be oftentimes it's about that's a sign of spirit drawing close, loved ones in spirit. Anything that raises the frequency, like with the spirit world, they bring their frequency down a notch, we bring ours up and we meet in the middle. Oftentimes with spirit, lights will go on and off, toys, especially toys, will go on and off. But it can be the case with light language as well. If you've reached a certain frequency with light language, all sorts can happen. Believe me. Okay, Golden Ray. Sorry, darling. Okay. So we have 5 of Cups. So the energy of the 5 of Cups is it's a bit of a despairing energy. It's looking at what's gone wrong. Maybe there's something in your life where you keep looking at it, or you keep poking the bear, so to speak. And there's something there, my love, where you just need to let that grief out. Let yourself fully feel it, and then make a decision that you're going to draw a line under it now. That's not to say that those feelings will not come again, but you're just not going to give it as much focus or attention as you've been giving it. Because we live in an energetic universe and we are all energy, wherever you focus your energy, you create, you pull more of it in, or you ask for more of it, and it becomes like it starts to become a physical thing. So when you're focusing on despair, and you're giving it so much attention, and you're asking, why did this happen, and you're talking about it with your friends, and there's no reprieve, there's no relief, then that becomes a very strong, asking, in your aura. So what I would suggest is write down all your feelings about what went wrong or what you're pondering on. See what you've learned from it. There's always learning. And start to say to yourself, if those thoughts come up, I've learned the lessons, now I accept the blessings. And shift your energy away from focusing on what you don't want. And 2 of Pentacles. So this is balancing, there's something there that has possibly been stretching you in 2 ways. Maybe you want to move on with your life and you keep getting pulled back to this darkness or this pain because it's so strong in your aura. So you need to kind of clean that up, and then you'll be able to move forward with more clarity. Knight of Wands, again, the card of the warrior, defensiveness, fighting. Everything is against me. So you need to look at where that's coming from, my love, and untangle it for yourself, okay? Inner Stillness, what's your name? Or will I just call you Inner? Some is ancestral density and also other energies that are not ours. Sometimes even food and biochemistry affect that. Also entities and cards. I don't know what that quote, that conversation was. Okay, inner stillness. Inness. Okay, so again we have this card of maybe there's a belief system or a belief pattern running that good things are hard to come by, or that you need to guard yourself, or you need to protect yourself, or there's something there in us where you're not letting the light fully in. And sometimes we do that when we've been hurt, or other people around us have been hurt, or we've just given so much that we're just beleaguered and tired and feel like, fuck this, you know what I mean? It can be that. But when you sit in that energy, what happens is there's a part of your subconscious mind, I've spoken about it here before, called the reticular activating system. And whatever you primarily focus on, because your subconscious mind has to filter out billions of bits of information, it will fixate on, let's give her more of what she thinks about a lot. Let's give her more about where she focuses. So what happens then is when you're sitting in that space and you're pondering on it, your mind then works to give you more. It gives you proof that this is true. It goes and looks for proof. So you'll hear conversations, people will talk to you, you'll see television shows, and it will confirm what you're believing. And to get yourself out of that, you need to start focusing your mind on what's good, on what's beautiful, and just connecting to you. My whole third eye there is like, it feels like it's pushing against something. A single mom trying to get my healing practice going. Okay, so it's my eyes on my third eye. You need to really, really realize that everything you're focusing on, my love, you're creating. You have a powerful clairvoyance, a powerful way of visualizing. Start using it to your benefit. Honestly, be delusional, because if there's so many versions of us, so many parallel universes, so many, with each decision we bump into a different dimension, so to speak, of ourselves, then it makes sense that there's a version of you that is really successful and happy and our business is thriving. Start to think like that version. Start to think like that version, and all of this pain and grief and sorrow that you're carrying, get to grips with it. Get to grips where it's still playing out in your life, or where you're using it not to really engage with your life. You know what I mean? These things that happen to us that shake us up are there to shake us up. They're there to make us look at and focus on what's really important and what we really want. They're not there so that we can keep going back and beating the drum of it and making ourselves feel bad. Do you know what I mean? So it's really important to just stop. Stop focusing on it. Stop talking about it. Imagine you're really, really successful now, Inness. Everybody wants to book you for healing. You're booked out months in advance. Sit in that energy for a little while. Sit in that energy. Get a notebook and write a load of names in. You're booked out into up to December, right? Put in all those names into the diary. And sit with that feeling of what that would feel like if you were completely booked out until December. And people had to get on a waiting list to see you into 2025. There's nothing to say you can't have that. If you can see that and you can feel that as a possibility in your bones, there's nothing to say you can't have it. The more that you look into alternate realities and dimension jumps and all of these things, our thoughts will bump us. I'm sure all of you at some point have felt like you've bumped a dimension, or people around you are different, or someone that couldn't stand you is now waving at you and saying hi, or these are signs. When you're very sensitive, you can kind of feel a sort of a change in your energy, and then you'll know you've kind of bumped a dimension, for bad or good. It's happened to me both ways, or someone comes in, they look completely fucking different. And I'm like, oh shit, what was I thinking about? I need to get back to the other dimension that I just bumped myself out of. And then the person came back again. They were like how I knew them. It's kind of trippy, but we haven't even scratched the surface of what we can do. Everything is possible for us. Aoife, that was a bit of a ramble there. No, sorry. Okay, Aoife. Hope you're all doing well. It's absolutely gorgeous here today, thank God. Okay, King of Wands. So this energy, the energy of this card is about, and I think this is a message for everyone, to be honest, that's come on so far. Go after what you want. Go after what you want. Make it happen for yourself. Put things in motion. Even if you've no clue how it's going to happen, Aoife, get going. Look at things online that are similar to what you want. Look at people online that have what you want. Start to make connections, no matter how small. And you start the momentum going. I really feel for everyone on today, this is a massive time for all of us to just get things in motion. Not to worry so much about how that's going to come about, or, you know, the whys and wherefores of it. Just, yeah, this is a good time, let's get going. And you put it out there, and it's like, let's fucking go. You know, you have that energy about it. You're coming out of this period of introspection and waiting for things to happen, and thinking about yourself, and this pause that you've been in is over now. So you're moving into a time now, Aoife, where things are going to start moving quickly for you in whatever area is coming to your mind when I talk to you right now. My right ear is hurting. Stop listening, especially to men who think they know better. Don't be listening to this. Yes, Marlene, I've just recently made the first. Yeah, keep going. It's only going to get better. Knight of Swords in reverse. Make sure your communication is really clear. Say exactly what you want. Speak about exactly what you want. Don't allow yourself the luxury of a negative thought. The energy is so potent at this time, and I see it just going from strength to strength, really. It's everything we're saying. If you can imagine, it's molding right in front of your mouth. It's molding, right? You would guard your mouth like your life depended on it. And the thing is, because the things we say oftentimes take a couple of years even to come into fruition, some things happen really quickly. We don't understand the power that we have. We don't understand that it's all coming out of our own fucking mouths. We don't understand it. But when you practice it for a while and you start going, holy shit, holy shit. I was just saying that last week. I think the turnaround is much faster now. I've seen it with my husband. What did he say last week? He just made a random comment about something he wanted anyway. 2 days later, in it comes in the door. I made a comment yesterday to my sister. She said, I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. And I wrote down, it's too hot. I kid you not, about 20 minutes later, it pissed rain out of nowhere. I mean, it was scorching, and it pissed rain. And my sister messaged me back, and she was like, you manifested it. Here comes your rain. Every word, everything you're saying, if you can look at it like that, your mind will really change. I'm trying to travel this week back last night. What's that? Hetzibah. Probably pronouncing that wrong. But it's amazing. It really, really is. But we have to be... what do you think about Israel? In what way? Okay. Wherever women and children are being killed, you know, it's the wrong way to go. Hetzibah. Okay. Mary of Nazareth, the Mother of God, I am blessed My courage gives birth to the divine. Now, Mother Mary to me is all about living by your own lights, living by what's true in your heart. Because she risked being stoned to death, when you think of it. She risked being killed because of carrying a child. She must have been only 14 or 15 at the time. And she stuck true to her guns, you know what I mean? It was like she stayed true to herself. And when you're true to yourself like that, then people can throw stones all they want and they can do this, that, and the other, but you are true to yourself. You have the divine within yourself and you move in that way. So you're being called into a little bit of fearlessness there, Etzeba, you know? Balance karma. There is a reason for everything. Just what I was saying. Each life has many connections to previous lives. You came to balance karma with others. Allow grief, anger, and guilt to be transformed into a force to fortify you and assist you in fulfilling your purpose this lifetime. So if there's something in your bloodline, Hetzibah, if there's something in your bloodline where people have carried guilt or shame or anger or any of the stuff that can be carried down our timelines, sit with it. Sit with it, Hetzibah, and have this energy of, it stops with me. I send the energy forward and back through time of pure love and pure light and divine forgiveness and divine compassion. And I free us all. And you have that intention and that beautiful energy that you have and send that forward and back and clean up all the timelines and clean up any way that you're laboring under something that isn't yours to carry. And watch what happens in your life. Watch how people are different with you. Watch how opportunities show up better. Things start to change in front of your eyes when you do that. But you're the one who's being asked to send the love forward and back and stop carrying it forward with you. All right, my love? Remy Richardson, as you think you become. See, I don't think we understand. We say a lot of things and they end up sounding like cliches. Because we're not actually taught that that's true. That our bodies are the outpicturing of our subconscious mind, anything we've given energy to, thought about, talked about. And I struggled with this for a long time because I would look at people that come in with deformities or, blindness, deafness, things that definitely make their lives here more challenging. And it's something I prayed about for a long time because it didn't make sense to me. And then one time I got this kind of, I suppose people call them downloads or whatever, or I just got this kind of awareness that people who come in with like apparent deformities have such a huge part to play in how we live our lives as well. And their apparent deformities are extremely valuable. And we judge it from a place of, I wouldn't want that, or that's really hard. But from the experience of the person who's living it, I believe that they are always fulfilled. You know what I mean? They're always moved in a way that life is just that bit more beautiful. I really do. I know it can be hard. I know there's things that we don't understand. And I think sometimes I just say, okay, I don't know everything. I don't understand everything. I can only go with what makes sense to me. We don't always have the answers for everything. Okay, Remy, the flow of partnership. The ebb and flow of relationship takes me where I need to be next on my path. So there's something there around relationship, how you're feeling in relationship, what it's bringing up for you, because I feel anger somehow. Anger in relationship are not being heard or having very strong emotions. And sometimes these very strong emotions aren't sort of, they seem disproportionate to what's happening in the moment. You know, when you get triggered and you like, oh my God, sometimes that's old stuff. That's using this as an opportunity to go, oh my God, please recognize me. Please recognize that you didn't let me be angry for such a long time, that now I have to spurt out at you in these moments. And if you can slow down and kind of go, yeah, I know you didn't get a chance to be angry. I know you didn't get a chance to express yourself. It's okay. I'm with you now and I love you now. And I'll let you express yourself. And you acknowledge it. And then the next time that comes up, the trigger isn't as strong. Soul's truth. I listen to my soul's simple truths and allow my life to unfold naturally. So the simple truths of the soul can be the things that they like, the things that make us feel more alive, the things that move us towards fulfillment and joy, the things also that we are moved away from. And when we want more complicated answers, or we think we have to jump through hoops for a certain thing, we neglect ourselves. We go into the mind and we neglect our soul. We neglect our soul nudges. So listen to your soul nudges. Okay, don't neglect yourself. Don't ignore it. Okay, Suan. Right, where am I with Suan? Cards have to speak to me for each person, or I don't pick them up. These ones, these ones, these ones. Okay, Suan. So the Holy Grail, stop the endless searching in our quest. So this is a very powerful card. And we've all been there, I'm sure, where you keep looking outside yourself for answers. You want someone to tell you what to do. You want the magic bullet. You want something that's just going to make all your pain go away, or whatever it is for you. I'm just learning that self-care is self-love, and as a mum, I'm allowed to give some time to myself. Absolutely, it's vital. It's vital in order to be a good mum to give yourself time. Okay, so when we run away from ourselves like that, and we're constantly looking outside of ourselves for answers, we do ourselves a great disservice, because sooner or later we'll loop around and we'll land back here anyway. The body knows how to heal itself. When you relax, when you give yourself love, when you take care of yourself, when you speak kindly to yourself, when you say yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no, when you don't justify yourself, when you don't explain yourself all the time, when you take yourself tenderly in your own arms, give yourself a hug, when you give yourself a fucking break, you stop being so hard on yourself, you stop putting, these stupid, unreal expectations of yourself, and you just go, do you know what? What would make this day really enjoyable for me? How can I move in this day that feels loving to me? So you come back to yourself then. And when you sit with yourself and you don't distract, you don't go on your phone, you don't call a friend, you don't run away from it, you sit and you let the feeling come up and you say, I know you've been here a long time, I know, and I love you. And I'm sorry you didn't get what you need, but I'm here now and I'm not going anywhere. Then the body relaxes. And when the body relaxes, you start to pulse out a different vibration. And everything starts to feel better, really, Okay. So Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, again, destiny. So you're just being asked to really soften into yourself, trust yourself, come home to yourself. Stop looking outside and look within. All right? Deborah, I'm going to do one more after Deborah and then I'm done. Peace, 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 peace. Deborah. Let go of being a martyr. Find a balance between giving and receiving. It is not healthy to give so much that you feel ill or exhausted. Now, this is a very, very strong message, okay? When you're giving to the point where you start to feel resentful, when you give to the point where you feel, does anybody notice me? Does anyone care about my feelings? When you're bouncing into martyrdom, then nothing can really move that feels juicy or alive for you. Resentment is a very dry emotion. It's very tight emotion, you know? So in order to get to grips with resentment, you have to realize that you are always the one who calls the shots. You are always the one in control. And the things that you're doing are the things that you're giving to other people from a place of I have to, is where you need to check in with yourself. You need to check in with where you're giving to the point where you're just like on autopilot. You need to take a bit of energy back for yourself and growth. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now, it might mean that you have to upset some people if you're suddenly withdrawing your energy and they're not getting this feed of energy from you anymore. And you might get a bit of kickback, and healers naturally will feel bad if they think they've upset someone. But it's very, very important for you to have a very strong boundary around what you're giving out right now, because your body is actually really leaning. It's like, Deborah, you need to kind of listen and pull back and put some joyful experience or something back in there. You don't have to do all of that. You know what I mean? Who's up there? Denise. Marlene, I feel incredibly burnt out and stuck in my life. I know something is wrong because my thyroid hasn't been doing well since a while. I appreciate any advice. Okay, Denise, you are my last but not least. So, the thyroid is such an important gland in the body. It regulates everything, and it sends messages to the rest of the body. Now, if you're feeling burnt out and your thyroid is like, pulsing at you basically because it's not working like it should, then the only thing that will actually balance out your thyroid again is, first of all, to look at why you pushed so hard. Why did you push so hard that you got to the feeling of feeling burnt out? Where is the I have to in all of that? Where is the people expect this of me? People won't love me if I don't do this. I'm not of value if I don't do this. Look at all the reasons that you pushed yourself to burnout, because I'm sure your body was whispering and now it's shouting. So always catch your body when it's whispering. So the thyroid is the messenger. So what messages have been going through your body? What messages have you been receiving that you've been ignoring? Where have you been with people and something kind of feels off for you, or you get these insights in your body about people, but you've ignored them? Now, at the heart of burnout is very often this feeling of not being good enough. This feeling that was learned at a very young age that you're not good enough unless you're like getting A's in school, or you're really good at school, or you've a great job, or all of these kind of expectations that the adults around us can put on. Why am I getting all these mean people on here today? What is going on? I've never had that here before, and it was the same the last time I was on. All of these like mean comments that I just don't understand. Why would you be drawn to this? But look at where See, that's triggering for me now. You know what I mean? Mean comments. So then I have to go back and go, yeah, they don't have to mean anything unless you make them mean something. So do the same with the burnout. Do the same with, if I don't do this, nobody's going to love me. Is that true? You know what I mean? Is it true? Like, really look at that. Really ask yourself that. If these, if I can't do this, if I can't do these things for people, does that mean that they don't love me? Does that mean that they won't be there for me? You really, really have to, look at that very carefully. And if you take it really seriously, Denise, then what will happen is that your body will believe you. Your body will believe you, and it will relax. And your thyroid will stop having to pulse out so many messages to you to get the message, so to speak. And it might take time for the thyroid to be like, I don't know about this one. You start relaxing, you start flowing with love, and then the thyroid starts flowing with love as well. Put your hands there and say, I'm really sorry for ignoring you for so long. I'm sorry for all the messages you tried to give me and I ignored them. I love you so much. I appreciate everything you do for me. I'm really, really sorry. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And then really listen. You might get a flash of going by the seaside. Get your ass up and go to the seaside. You know what I mean? It might be lying down on the couch for a couple of hours. Lay down on the couch if you can. It might be a particular food that brings you joy. Eat the food. Eat the food. Then your body, your nervous system, the whole lot will start to relax. And it'll be like, you know what, she really loves me. She really loves me. It's okay, I can trust her now. It takes time to unravel all of that, all the ways that we do ourselves a disservice by the way we think, all the ways that we think we're not really lovable just as we are. Yeah, Denise, my darling, just like what I do at night is I hold myself like this and I rub my arms. And I say, Marlene, I love you so much. I really, really love you. I love you, beautiful body. Thanks for all that you do for me. And I used to hold so much tension in my gut. And when I started to do that, or just, I'll just rub my own hand like that, or I'll change my hand from that to that. And I try to pour as much love in my midsection from years. I mean, I'm 51 now. I've been having trouble there since 18, and it just relaxed. It's like I have a new gut. That's what it feels like. But like I said, it takes time. It takes time for your body to trust you again. So give yourself that time. Pour as much love into yourself, Denise, as you can. Over and over. I love you, Denise. Thank you for everything. You're so wonderful. Look how adorable you are. You're so funny. You just saturate yourself with love. Don't bother about anybody else. It's not important what they're saying. All the changes happen within you. All the changes. The inside is reflected on the outside. You start loving on Denise and giving yourself so much love and holding yourself with kindness, eating what you want. Your body wants to jump around to a song instead of going for a walk. Jump around to the song and just be really, really kind to yourself. Okay? Lots of love to you all. I'm going to go take my old ass off of this. God bless. I don't even know how to get out of it. Bye.